Alright, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to create an NFT, or non-fungible token, on Solana. So, let's get into how to make a Solana NFT. It's actually a lot like what we talked about in the last couple of videos. On creating a regular SPL token is really similar. You can use the SPL token CLI for the process too. First, create SPL token is with 0 decimal places. Because NFTs don't have decimals, you only ever see one NFT at a time. But you've never seen something like a 1 NFT. Also, you can only mint one token, not two. Because of non-fungible tokens, they can only have one owner since it's unique. So, you can only create one of it and that's it, you can't make another one. You want to create another new NFT, you've got to go through all the steps again. Oh, we can use some JS scripts to make it easier. I don't need to repeat those automated casting actions for this video. If I'm creating 100 FTS, I shouldn't have to copy and paste 100 times. I want to make sure everyone understands the logic behind this, so I've decided to run it manually one time. That way, when we explain it later, the JS version of the SPL token needs an update. We're figuring out how to write it. Once we get that down, we'll turn all the logic we've created into a handy tool for everyone to use. Alright, let's jump into Solana Playground. We're going to use the SPL token create token command again. Just remember to set the decimals to 0, which means it's a whole number. No fractions allowed. First, let's create an empty mint. Once that's done, we'll move on to the abbreviation, just like in the first two videos. So go ahead and create this one first. A token account is basically this address that links to a specific token. Just hit enter to create it. There you go, that's my token right there. Just store the minted tokens in this one address. That's all you need to do. This address is still mine, part of what I own, the minting con, and is basically the SPL token. Mint the space, then write down the new token address and set the amount to 1. My token account address is this, so just put that at the end. Hit enter. Boom. So we've successfully minted one here. Let's take a quick look. We picked the token. We can see there's a total balance here. So this is the NFT we just minted. EWH here is the address that's going to pay you for this NFT. So the CNB is basically my token account. Alright, now we've kind of successfully minted an NFT. But this NFT, there's no picture, no name, nothing at all. So we need to write down all that info and put it up there. So we need to update these names and images on the blockchain. It's really similar to what we covered in the last video using Metaplex. Let's upload our metadata JSON. I've got a bold idea, let's use the Metaplex from last week's video to upload the metadata. We can just reuse the same example. So, let's create that create NFT JS script. And it's going to be exactly the same as what we did in the last class. We just need to change the addresses of these new tokens to the one we just created. You can change the GWH address to here and save it. Also, go ahead and update those names since they're just for testing. I'm changing the name to test NFT. I'll just call it TN for short. URL is basically our metadata JSON. For that metadata JSON, we need to know, what's the format like? I looked it up too. So let me just show you guys directly here. As for the name of the JSON, I'll start with that. Let's just call it NFT metadata JSON for now. Alright, I'll paste this example here for everyone. I'll give you a quick rundown of all the fields in it. It's pretty easy to understand. The test NFT we were talking about, you can name that NFT whatever you want. You can choose a shorthand for it too. No worries, there's just one more thing to mention. These issues aren't a big deal. Just jot down whatever comes to mind. Also, this is the baseline for sales expenses. For example, you write 500. That means the transaction fee is 5. You can also think of it like a royalty, it's the percentage paid to the creator when selling. Just come over here to this image. When you click on the image, you'll see the JSON. Just grab the link to the image and paste it right here. How do you upload this picture to the IPFS website? You can check out our last video. I found one online that has everything on it. Put the puppy pictures here to save them. So, this external URL is basically the official site for our series. Hence, it's a test version. We don't have an official website yet. So just throw together something. Then we can describe some features of the NFT. Like if our NFT is an item in a game. For example, if you have something like a sword, spear, or shield, you can create a type. So for this val, you could say it's a sword or a spear. Use things like shields and stuff. There's also a level here. Like a val, you can write numbers like 1, 2, 3, or 4 to show different traits of your NFT. So, when you write this stuff, It makes it easier for you later on, like for showcasing your game or project on the front end. Then you come over here to the 18 lines of properties. It's basically additional files related to the NFT, like some animations or even links to media files. For example, my NFT points to a live video. We can post this video and link the metadata JSON right here. Creators? Here's information if you're a creator. If it's a team or a group of people, you can just put everyone's address to put everyone's addresses here. So if you share it here, 100 means everyone. If the royalties go to you, that's cool. But if there are 2 people involved, they'd each get 50. What we're doing now is just setting up one person for this. I can handle it myself. Let's just copy this address. Once we're done with that, we can write the file over to the third-party platform we talked about yesterday. Make it a link. Save this JSON and IPFS. First, let's log in. After we're done with that, write the file name in. Click upload. Once it's uploaded, just click on that file. Copy that link. It's our metadata. Then, paste the metadata URI in here. Alright, let's give it a try. Just go ahead and open up Node. Copy that file name. Paste it in here. Run it. So for the wallet here, you still need to use our 3G3 address. The network is still the developer network, EVNet. But if you want to use the main net, then just swap it out with the main network below. So, we're dealing with a network issue here. It's showing a socket timeout. Let's change our approach. Take that node create NFT token and we did earlier and paste it in here. NFT. No. Click on this blockchain explorer. You should see our token right here. Check it out. There's a test NFT here. Click on it. You can see a picture of this little dog. Plus there's a name right here. There's the abbreviation for it. If you check out the website, that's the official site. But we just kind of threw that together. You can also see our metadata here. So, this NFT is all said and done. If you have 100 different puppy pictures and want to make a collection, you can totally do that. Just follow the steps we talked about earlier. You can set up a script to run automatically and execute everything 100 times in an instant. We'll definitely cover that script in our future videos. If you want to create those 100 NFTs ahead of time, then we can put it all together and sell it using something called a candy machine. There's no big issues with non-fungible box problems. We can find this in Metaplex commerce as well. We can use this tool too. Let's break it down. Its function is to create files for you, whether it's 100 of them, just one, or however many you need. NFTs are all packed in a collection. If someone pays you using SOL or SPL token, you can randomly sell them an NFT. So this here is their candy machine. How does it work? They've got a JavaScript script here, basically a JS example. So from now on, we'll highlight this separately. For now, this is just the first name to know. You just need to understand the process of creating an NFT. That's a rough idea of what we've covered. We'll wrap it up here and see you in the next class.